Oh, there it is. Your favorite podcast theme song of all time.
I missed that.
I did too. It's a great little number. And there's at least 3 or 4 people out there that probably missed that too. So that's for them. We're back. The second balcony is open again. We were closed for the holidays.
We mopped it out.
Yeah. No, we didn't. But we didn't, but we're going to tell you we did. Because if you ever walked up to the actual second balcony of the Chicago Stadium and the floor wasn't sticky and it didn't smell like urine
Body
and smoke,
fluids.
you'd be like, what are we doing here? This sucks. I'm leaving. It was part of the character.
How did I wind up at Madison Square Garden?
That's
all right. We are 1 minute and 12 seconds in, and we have lost Greg's video. Oh, there you go.
Yeah, I think.
Oh, he's gone again. I'm waiting for Greg to come in on an angle, kind of like Penguins hideout. So in the meantime, let's talk about the Blackhawks. They're bad. I know it wasn't that long ago I said, something would have to go really, really wrong for the Blackhawks to have another 60-point season, and things have gone really, really wrong.
Yeah, but I still think they won't be that bad. They are going to get Connor Bedard back. They are going to get Frank Nazar back. And as we saw on Tuesday night, right? Yesterday was Tuesday. I don't even know. By the way, hit the like and subscribe button before we give you our thoughts. Do that already. We're almost at 500. We're like 430 something. I checked.
Come on. This isn't porn. You don't have to admit you're not paying for it, like behind a blanket of shame. You're not paying for it. At least subscribe. Do us that favor.
Doesn't cost anything to hit a button and tell your friends.
And it gives you a chance to hydrate before you go back to watching your free porn.
Right.
Was that an RC Cola?
It is a 0 sugar RC Cola.
Outstanding. Did you get a bag of pizza with that?
I wish. I feel like I need to go get a Mr. Submarine sandwich and choke it down with my RC. Yeah. But
hit up Mr. Submarine. Hit up Mr. Submarine with no tip and pippin'.
You could take the Chicago out of the boy, or you could take the boy out of Chicago, but you could never take the Chicago out of the boy. Anyway, Blackhawks, those guys.
Bad
hockey. Bad hockey, but against the Islanders, shootout loss, and even to a degree against the Stars, shootout win, and the lopsided loss to the Pittsburgh Penguins that wasn't as bad as the score said it was. You're starting to see this team figure out how to play without Connor Bedard and Frank Nazar, and that's encouraging for the next couple weeks, however long it's going to be. Yeah, we were told 4 weeks for Nazar, and that was a week and a half ago. So you're talking, late January before we'll see him again. Connor Bedard, we don't know. He's going to be reevaluated after the new year, which is tomorrow. Happy New Year, everybody, as we come to you on New Year's Eve. So we'll get maybe an update at Morning Skate tomorrow or later in the week. He's already skating again, which is good. Not shooting, but skating. So it's going to be at least another 2 to 3 weeks before either of these guys, if not both, are back. So they've got a bunch of games, but they're figuring out what to do without them. They're producing more offense. They're playing better. And Jeff Blashill finally made a move that I wrote about on blackhawkup.com the day after Frank Nazar broke his jaw. So over a week ago, hey, why don't you put Teuvo Teravainen, who loves to pass, on a line with Nick Lardis, whose only job right now is to shoot. Seems like, a good combination. And it finally happened against the Islanders, and hot damn, that was a great line. With Oliver Moore playing center down the middle, he had his best pro game.
Yeah.
Playing a more difficult position. So take that for whatever you want to take it for.
And, it's hard because there's so many rookies and so many guys you've been hearing about for a while because they're all first round picks that it's easy. Like I admit I have lost patience at times with Oliver Moore, and you got to remember this guy doesn't even have, he doesn't have a full season of pro hockey under his belt yet. So it's going to take some time for him to figure it out. Nazar just can't. Every time Nazar starts kind of getting on track, he gets hurt again. And you could see where last night, putting Moore between those two, Moore has been a center almost his entire career, and he knew what to do with the role. He was actually he was effective at the dot, and he's developed enough of a two-way game. He and Teravainen are actually pretty solid on the back check.
Mm-hmm.
And, Nazar just has to sit there and, they both know their job is to get the puck to Nazar. Nazar will shoot. He's not
Lardis.
Or Lardis, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I
knew what you meant.
That's right. The other day I was talking to somebody and I got Nathan Bain mixed up with Václav Nestrassel. So
same guy. Similar names, same size. Easy mistake.
Well, except if you've seen Nestrassel with his shirt off and you've seen Bain with his shirt off, I think that's where the difference lies in the fact that I think my index finger is about the same size as Nestrassel's upper arm.
That's fine. We'll get him to Chicago. We'll get him some RCs and some bags of pizza, and he'll be bulked up before you know it.
Yeah, so someone will have to just like Lardis is going to bring Greektown back. Nestrassel's going to bring all the Czech restaurants back to back to Cermak Road in Berwyn.
Hey, bring back the Polish buffets while you're at it too. Make Stash happy and bring back all the Eastern European food. That'd be great.
Hey, nothing beats a good svichkova.
There you go.
Anyway, I would like to just Lardis is going to score in this league. I am convinced of that. He wants to shoot. He's got good hands. I absolutely loved his little shoulder shimmy on the penalty shot the other night.
Yeah.
Like Donato scored the penalty shot goal against Dallas, and to me that's becoming like your standard penalty shot goal, where you slow it down, deke, wait for the goalie to commit and shoot, and that's all fine and good. It works really well when you're Patrick Kane, but the way Lardis just did that really subtle shimmy, but he got the goalie to bite a lot more quickly than Donato did, and and like his goal last night, that was great hockey all around. It was more looking up at the scoreboard, checking the time, knowing how much time he had left, knowing he had to get the puck to Lardis because Lardis was going to get his one shot. And, the puck, the goalie's fishing the puck out of the net with 3 seconds left. And those are the goals that usually happen to the Blackhawks. So it's nice to see that at the other end of the ice for a change.
It was just their second power play goal since Bedard got hurt. So they definitely need that. And as you mentioned, Oliver Moore, he's got just 36 games of NHL experience right now in his career. And in those 36 games, though, last night with his two primary assists was his third multi-point game in those 36 games already. So it's there. Yeah. Like he's just got to unlock it. And playing between those two guys, Teravainen and Lardis, should definitely help his offensive production. Him and Lardis have, previous chemistry down in Rockford. And as we mentioned, Teuvo Teravainen is the best facilitator on this team. Even when they are fully healthy, he's the best at getting the puck to the guys who need the puck. And hey, even he was feeling froggy last night and actually had some shots and scored. It was good to see. But that was, the biggest.
Teravainen loves to pass, but I don't think he's capable of making some of the passes that Bedard has made, especially through traffic.
No, I'll agree with that. Bedard is a better can make those wow passes.
Yeah.
But Tavo will make the correct passes, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
He knows, Bedard could pull out that pass that nobody ever thinks you can make, while Tavo makes the passes that everybody thinks they could stop.
Yeah. Well, and what it is Bedard is one of those. There's, a dozen guys in the NHL who can do things that only they can do. Connor Bedard is one of those guys.
Yeah. Yeah. So really great showing from those guys last night against the Islanders.
And
that's their top line. They need to be deployed as their top line going forward.
And, if you go to hockeystatcards.com, you see it right there in the fancy stats that those three guys were the best. They were the best possession guys all night.
Oh, they dominated. They didn't give up a shot attempt. Not a shot on goal, a shot attempt until the third period.
Yeah. Yeah.
They always had the puck.
Yeah.
It wasn't that they were playing stellar defense. It's just that they always had the puck.
But you don't get hits that way.
Well, that's fine.
Got to get those hits.
Sure. I feel like we're back in 2010 and 2013. They don't hit anybody. They don't have to.
Then the other guy who had a really good night, he's had a couple of good nights lately, is our friend Artyom Levshunov.
Yeah, last night was his best NHL game. Not even close. You're starting to see why he was taken second overall a couple years ago. You're starting to see consistently those traits. We were seeing a little bit here, a little bit there, and then you go, oh no, what's he doing? Far fewer of those oh no, what's he doing moments these days, and more of the wow, I can't believe he made that play. I mean, he should have had 2 goals last night. That play in the first period where he hit the post, I mean, that was just a tremendous play.
Yeah.
To just get down low into the prime scoring area, use those hands to get around a defender and roof the shot. And if it was just, an inch lower, it would have been under the bar. And he hit the post again in the third period, I think it was. He's hit 5 posts this year. So they're going to come.
The only guy who's drawn more iron is Bedard, right? On the Hawks?
Probably. Yeah. I mean, drawing iron was the theme last night, hitting the post 4 times, including Nick Foligno in the final seconds. Man, that he probably had a sleepless night thinking about missing that one. But that was the biggest takeaway from the Islanders game, was the fact that your 3 best players were Oliver Moore, Nick Lardis, and Artyom Levshunov.
Yeah.
Those are 3 guys that you needed to take a step forward, but especially with Bedard and Nazar out, and they did it last night. Now, that doesn't mean they're going to do that every game, but just now that those guys know they can have a game like that, means there'll be more of them.
And it was the Islanders. It wasn't a bunch of scrubs.
No, and the Islanders, to their credit, they are not the Islanders we're used to. They're not the slow, boring, trap you in the neutral zone, suck your will to live Islanders that we've been used to forever. This team is fast, and they've got some scoring ability. Patrick Waugh has them playing aggressive. The Blackhawks could not handle their speed and forecheck for much of that game last night.
Yeah, as the Islanders progress, you're going to see less and less of Lou Lamoriello's fingerprints on that team.
Well, as they should, because Lou Lamoriello style hockey does not win in today's game.
No.
It hasn't. It's not a winning recipe.
Slow it down, bore you to tears hockey.
Right. Let's bring in Barry Trotz to do what Barry Trotz does and win every game 2-1 and make it take the most entertaining sport on the earth and make it eye-watering boring. I think Barry Trotz is a great coach, but I hate him because of how unwatchable he makes my favorite sport.
Yeah, well, it used to be Jacques Demers.
Right. Well, yeah. And that's fine and dandy. You could get, well, at least Jacques Demers had banners to point to. Barry Trotz got the one in Washington, but
right.
Yeah, I mean, Matthew Schaefer, that kid is a special player. Getting to see him play in person last night was a treat, even though he almost got decapitated by the post. Glad that he was okay. But that was a good game. You know, yeah, you didn't get 2 points, but that's on the back burner right now. They beat the Dallas Stars first game back. You know, with Arvid Soderblom in net, just like everybody predicted was going to happen that day. You know, they had some luck in that. You know, Jason Robertson hit a couple posts in that game, and Mikko Rantanen forgot the puck on his shootout attempt. You know, but credit to Arvid Soderblom, played a great game.
Yeah.
And then the game that you thought they could win against the Pittsburgh Penguins, who are a team going in the wrong direction, your number one stud goalie, you know, has his worst game of his Hawks career, and you lose 7-3, but you didn't play that badly.
And you know, at the beginning of last night's game, you couldn't help it. You had to think, here we go again.
Yeah,
the Islanders got those 2 quick goals. Like, oh shit, you know what's going on with Spencer Knight, but he pulled it together.
Yeah, I mean the goals he gave up against the Islanders were not the same as the ones we saw against the Penguins. I mean, the first goal was off a turnover. You know, Wyatt Kaiser skated himself in between 3 white jerseys and tried to flip it through them. That's not going to happen.
Yeah, but you know what? Those are. I still think both of those goals are ones that don't happen with Spencer Knight 6 weeks ago.
I don't know. The Horvat one was a hell of a shot. I'm not going to fault him for that one. Maybe put a guy on him in the slot. I know it was a power play, but Bo Horvat isn't going to miss that shot from that spot of the ice with that much space and time against most goalies. So. But he settled down after that and didn't give up another goal the rest of the way. You know, Jeff Blashill said last night was the worst start of the season. And I don't know about that.
Didn't he say brain dead?
Yeah. He said brain dead. His team looked brain dead for the first 10 minutes of that game. It wasn't a great start, but I kind of think that Buffalo start was worse, and that Anaheim game was pretty shitty too. But
that Buffalo game was absolutely. That was the worst game I've seen the Blackhawks play in years.
Until the Anaheim game. That game was lousy too. They were never in that one.
But Buffalo, they lost 3-1 hockey games.
Yeah. And the Pittsburgh game wasn't like those 2 games. Yeah, they lost 7-3, but you know, had Spencer Knight, you know, covered up his 5-hole in the first period, they probably win that game.
Well, you know, it was a 7-3 game, but you know, Bertuzzi got the stat patter there at the end.
Yeah, but you know, there was a play early in the game when it was still 1-0. You know, Ryan Green had a great opportunity on a 2-on-1, and he hit the post. There was another play, I think, with Lardis, got set up and then just mishandled the puck. So there were some chances there.
Yeah.
You know, but it wasn't a terrible overall game. They played much better than the score resulted in. So the last 3 games, you got 3 points, but you're playing better without your 2 stars, and that's the biggest takeaway. And you know, the Stars are back in town tomorrow night. Be prepared. I think they're going to want to lay a whooping on you.
Yep.
But then, you know, then you got Washington and Vegas over the weekend. Washington, kind of an up and down team, you know, fringe playoff team, I think, at this point after the great season last year, just because the East is so jumbled. And Vegas, you know, on paper should be a lot better than they are, but, you know, they've had a lot of injuries. They don't have any goaltenders. Carter Hart's been terrible. That's terrible. Yeah, that's just I
hate to see it.
You really do. You really do hate seeing him just get lit up on a nightly basis. Yeah, it's awful.
That's coming in season 2 of Heated Rivalry.
Yeah, right. I haven't watched that. I'm not.
I want to. I haven't started it yet.
Yeah, I've seen some of the review videos from my buddies over at What Chaos. They've been watching it and breaking it down. So, I don't know. I don't think I'm the target audience for that, but yeah, I'll give it a shot.
Hey,
Guys, watch. Hey, I got to do something with the Olympic break.
It can't all be Slapshot and Shoresy.
No.
No. Hockey contains multitudes.
There you go. Yeah, so that's where the Hawks are. They are middling along. As we wait for when Bedard and Nazar come back. I originally thought Lardis was only going to be here until Bedard got back, and then they'd send him back to Rockford. But a few more games like last night, he's not going anywhere.
Yeah, he's not giving them any reason to send him back.
And can you imagine Nick Lardis on the same power play unit as Connor Bedard? That'd be fun.
Oh, yeah, especially because they each have their own face-off circle.
There you go. There you go. And Tyler Bertuzzi in the front of the net to clean it up.
Yep.
That might work if they shoot it, which is a problem sometimes.
I don't think Lardis is going to be too passy out there ever.
No, I think especially now he's just been told you got one thing to do.
Yeah,
but that's not all he does though.
Oh no, look, I'm not going to sit here and say he's Marian Hossa, but he has a pretty good all-around game. And
yeah, for sure he does. And surprisingly, like he's he's yeah,
yeah. If you're listening and not watching, you're missing a treat here.
Yeah, my webcam keeps shorting out on me every time I touch my computer. It goes out. That's all right. You don't need to see my face. You know what I look like.
A face made for radio.
Yeah, exactly. So, no, but he has he's shown a little physicality. Like he's not Tom Wilson out there, but he's finishing checks. He's not making life easy for guys to get by him. He's played well defensively. And playing with Moore and Teravainen means he doesn't have to do the heavy lifting defensively. He can just chip in when the situation dictates it.
Yeah, and I when I watched clips of him in Brantford last year, I always felt like he had kind of a small game, and he's definitely, he's getting into some. I mean, he's still shooting from the circle because that's his job, but I haven't seen him being particularly shy about going to the boards, going into traffic, doing what it takes.
Well, he had said at development camp he spent the summer up in Ontario. Might even been Sudbury on a Saturday night.
Setting the
training, spending his summer working out with a bunch of NHL guys like John Tavares and a bunch.
Oh yeah,
of
he was doing a bunch of battle drills and things.
Yeah,
like that.
And that's worked. I mean, he even said that opened his eyes to what needs to be done to play at the NHL level. He says these guys were hitting me harder and pushing me around more in a July, unsanctioned practice than he ever saw in the OHL.
Yeah. And, that's great for him. I mean, and this is what you want to see out of young players. You want to see them, get their feet wet. And then like this summer, a guy like Lardis, you've already saw this past summer that Moore put on a lot of weight. These guys are taking their quick experience and seeing what they need to do to get to the next level. I mean, so much has been made of the change in Connor Bedard's skating.
Right.
And, Lardis is an okay, he's like Bedard was, where he's an okay skater. He's not a blow past anybody skater. And maybe he's gets to know Connor a little bit and says, hey man, tell me what you did for your skating.
There's going to be a lot of guys asking Connor that this offseason. He should start charging,
open up the Connor Bedard Skating Academy.
There you go. Just, I'll send you the manual.
Make a couple bucks there, Connor. I know you're short on cash.
I'll send you the manual on what I did, but I charge by the word, and it's not cheap.
I was kind of hoping that while Bedard was hurt, they'd hammer out the extension. They still might, but
they still might. Yeah, I mean that's something we really haven't heard much about, which is fine. There's nothing to be worried about, in that state. And the other news coming out today was that Connor Bedard, not surprisingly, left off of Team Canada's Olympic roster. And general manager Doug Armstrong said afterwards that the injury didn't have anything to do with it, that he was kind of on the outside looking in before the injury, which just proves that Doug Armstrong is a complete moron with his head directly up his ass. If you don't think Connor Bedard won't help you win games in a short tournament, okay.
And, John Cooper's got to have his guys too.
Yeah, I mean, if you really think you're better off with Anthony Cirelli than Connor Bedard, have fun.
Yeah.
I like Anthony Cirelli. He provides.
He's fine. He's not.
He provides a lot, but you don't need third and fourth liners in the Olympics.
No.
You need a guy who can put the puck in the net.
Yeah, I mean, this isn't like, like we've all watched Miracle. Which, by the way, if you're going to watch Miracle, save your time and watch the HBO Do You Believe in Miracles documentary. It's so much better. But the whole idea that Herb Brooks had was, I don't want the best players. I want the guys who play together the best.
Right.
But that worked in 1980. But now everybody's taking the best players because all of these guys, they're all really, really good. They've played with each other on some level, or played with guys like each other. It's like,
right.
You've got to roll dream teams out there. If you don't roll a dream team, you're going to lose because somebody else will. Yeah.
And I don't think Canada's the favorite. I mean, yeah, they won the Four Nations, but their goalies are not great. Hey, I'm all for Jordan Binnington being Canada's #1 goalie in the Olympics, though I don't think he will be. I mean, Darcy Kemper's been really good. Logan Thompson been really good. But do you trust those guys in a winner-take-all, one-game medal round game? I don't. They left Sam Bennett, the reigning Conn Smythe Trophy winner, sitting at home so they can bring Tom Wilson.
Yeah.
Okay. You have to get Brad Marchand and Drew Doughty. The AARP crew needs to play one more Olympics. Why? I'm sorry. Drew Doughty is a Hall of Famer. Still a very sound defenseman. I don't play him over Matthew Schaefer. No planet do I play him over Matthew Schaefer. I don't care if Matthew Schaefer's 18, 19 years old. He's a freaking stud.
Yeah. You got to go with your best guys.
Oh, well, I mean, Bedard could still make it an injury replacement. We'll see what happens, but here's the thing. I don't care. Like, him not going is actually probably for the best, because no matter when he comes back, he's not going to be 100%. That shoulder's going to bother him all season long. So to give him 3 weeks with no games right ahead of the stretch run of the season, for whatever that means for the Blackhawks, okay, I'm fine with that. Yeah. Sit at home, rest it up, do your drills, don't get hit, and then come back even better and closer to 100%. Right on. He's 20. Connor Bedard is going to play in at least 2 Olympics before it's all said and done.
Yep.
If the NHL doesn't screw it up and stop going, which is always on the table. He's going to play in World Cup tournaments. If the NHL is going to do that, every couple of years in between Olympics, he's going to be on a bunch of those teams. Like, he's going to get those chances. So just because he's not getting it this year, it's not that big a deal. And you know what? Put a chip on his injured shoulder too. Like, make him show Doug Armstrong, the general manager of your division rival St. Louis Blues, that he fucked up by not taking him on Team Canada. Every single time you play the Blues, you score another one of those Michigan goals and blow a kiss to him up in the press box.
Well, here's the other thing. I mean, we have a while before the Olympics start, but the other thing we can start wondering about is who's going to have the best sunburn when they come back.
Yeah.
My favorite was still in 2010 when Dustin Byfuglien came back with the outline of his sunglasses because pretty much everybody on the Blackhawks who wasn't up in Vancouver for the Olympics was in Cancun.
Pretty much. I mean, it'll be interesting to see because this roster has, a lot of veterans who have families, so they'll probably do a nice little family trip.
Yeah,
maybe you'll run into, the Donatos or the Murphys down there in Disney World when you and your wonderful wife are checking out Epcot Center.
Hey, Festival of the Arts will be going on, or as I like to call it, Arts.
Didn't see that coming. But, and then you have the younger guys on the team that are just hockey robots. Like, they'll stay behind and just be at the Fifth Third Arena shooting pucks 6 hours a day.
Well, you don't know because some of these are guys who've never had a winter vacation in their life.
Yeah.
So they might embrace it. You might see some of the younger guys going to Cancun and places like that.
That's fine. Just don't be stupid. Like, just don't go to UW Madison on Cinco de Mayo. Don't hang out. Just everybody's got a cell phone these days. If you're gonna go to Cancun, you go with your buddies. You've got the money. Rent out the floor and don't be stupid.
Pay the money for fucking VIP rooms.
Yes.
We don't need to see. I mean, Puck Daddy. People would send the pictures to Greg over at Puck Daddy, and he had no choice. He had to run them because he had them. But we don't need to see any pictures of Blackhawks with their heads on the bar because they overindulged.
Yeah,
and stay out of Vancouver limos goes without saying.
Yeah, don't repeat history here.
Yeah,
just be safe. Get the private cabanas at the resort. Hang out, have fun. Be a 20-something-year-old star. Just be smart. And I'm sure they've had team meetings, and Tony Oman has already been, put the fear in God in these guys now. So, they don't do anything silly.
But I'm sure the Hawks, every professional sports team's got a cleaner. The Hawks have one too. And I'm sure the Hawks cleaner has come into the clubhouse and had a chat with the boys and say, look, they probably more than once this year, like when they go to Vegas, when they go to New York, when they go to these places, like, look, guys, you got a night in this town. Here are the do's and don'ts. Don't make my job any harder because if you keep calling me, there's going to be one time where I'm going to be a little slow to come and clean up your mess. I'm going to make you sweat it.
Yeah, for sure. But I think I don't really worry about stuff like that with this particular group because, Kyle Davidson and his staff have stressed high character guys since day one. And this is where stuff like that comes into play too. Like, I don't worry about Frank Nazar going out and being an idiot. Is he going to go out and have some fun? Sure. But I think, guys like that, Wyatt Kaiser's not going to go out there and do something stupid. They've been waiting to be NHL guys forever, and they're not going to screw it up. You
could be the most mature and serious player in the league. You could still drive into a stanchion on Lake Street.
This is true, but Uber was not even a thing back then. So speaking of that guy,
he is playing that other guy tonight.
He's playing that other guy that we kind of sort of mentioned of the silly things he did too. Does the 2025 matchup of Jonathan Toews and Patrick Kane do anything for you? Because it really doesn't do a whole lot for me.
I'll watch the Hawks.
Well, they're not on tonight.
Oh no, you're right. The Hawks are tomorrow night.
I'll watch World Juniors. I'm going to be watching Frondell versus Spellici.
That'll be fun.
Yeah. But Kane versus Toews.
It's something for the warm and fuzzies, I suppose.
But this version of Jonathan Toews is bad. Really bad.
We're kind of at the Jets legends Jonathan Toews state here. Like,
It has not worked out.
He's looking like a one and done, and it's fine because at least he came back and gave it a shot. It's not
Yeah.
like he's out there being Mike Love, just dragging the carcass of his career around. He's actually, he felt like he didn't know if he had anything left, and now he has the answer.
Yeah, for sure. His body's been trying to scream him that answer for the last 4 seasons. I think might be finally ready to listen. But who knows? Maybe he comes back from the Olympic break rejuvenated and scores some key goals down the stretch, even though the Jets have fewer points than the Blackhawks right now, which is hard to believe.
I know. That is astounding to me. But since you've already mentioned Frondell and Spellacy, maybe we should get into a special World Junior Championships edition of Crankin Hogs.
Internationally, Cranking Hogs.
International. We're cranking hogs around the world.
Yeah, we don't discriminate when it comes to cranking our hogs. We don't care what country you're from. You'll get a crank.
That's true. And the 3 Blackhawks that are at the tournament are all making good showings. They're all playing well.
Yep.
Frondell, God, I can't remember which writer was it the other day that said Frondell was slicker than snot, which I loved.
I didn't see that one, but yeah, he is that a Bob McKenzie line?
Maybe, I don't know, but it wasn't Bob McKenzie, but it wasn't Stubbs either. But one of those national Canadian guys, just like, oh man, watching Anton Frondell play, it's like, oh, he's gonna be a problem. He's really something. And
you talk about, oh man, imagining Connor Bedard and Nick Lardis on the same power play unit. Well, and throw Frondell into, all of a sudden now you got 2 power play units that are deadly as opposed to just one.
Yeah, and let's not forget that this time next year you're going to have Roman Kanserov out there too.
Yeah, who will do the Tyler Bertuzzi get to the net and make things happen as well. Besides,
I don't know if he's got
deadly release.
I was going to say, I don't know if he's got the size to do the Bertuzzi thing, but he's definitely got the shot to be a better version of Nick Lardis.
Yeah, I mean, it's exciting.
It's a rocket.
And we're seeing at the World Juniors, Frondell, his one-timer is deadly.
Yeah.
He's scored it. All 3 of his goals have almost been identical. But he's got size. He's physical. He's a complete player. I mean, everybody's like, oh, who are the Blackhawks going to sign to be their Marian Hossa for this next run? They didn't sign a Marian Hossa. They drafted him.
I know. And it's hard to, even if a guy's the 3rd overall pick, you really don't want to start comparing him to a Hall of Famer before he ever touches the NHL ice. But, oh man, when I was watching clips of him after the draft or actually before the draft, because every single mock in the world had Frondell going to the Hawks, and people that I know that were at the combine all came away saying, oh yeah, the Hawks are definitely taking Frondell. They're in love with this guy. And so I started watching a lot of video of Frondell and just the things he does, knocking guys over while he's got the puck and going into the corner with 2 guys from the other team and coming away with the puck. He really is like a baby Hossa out there. Will he turn into a fully formed Hossa? That would be amazing. But Marian Hossas don't come down the pike every day.
No, I mean, yeah, and I'm not saying he's going to be Marian Hossa, but he's got a lot of the same treatment. I mean, if he doesn't even hit his full potential, you still at least got a Brendan Saad on your hands, and that's not too shabby either.
No, and that's the thing. It's kind of like his floor is Saad and his ceiling is Hossa, and that's a pretty damn good place to be.
And anything in between that is really good.
Yeah.
So, excited about that. Václav Nestersil, we talked about him a little bit earlier, but he's been Czechia's best player. He has mastered the art of no-look passing and shooting.
Oh, God, yes.
That's been a lot of fun.
He's a magician out there. I was unfamiliar with that part of his game.
I think A lot of goalies were unfamiliar with that part of his game too.
There's a really fun video. The Bar Down guys have made some fun videos, and they made one where they played Muskegon last year. And I think they played a 10-minute game against Muskegon, where I think the game started with the Bar Down guys up 19-0, and first team to 20 wins. And I think Bar Down won 20-19. But Nestrassel was funny. At one point, one of the guys called Nestrassel a tree. It's just so large out there. And but yeah, he's got a really good, solid game. And I've talked before about how I wish that UMass could play in the Bean Pot, just because I would love to see Nestrassel out there against Boisvert.
Yep. Maybe we'll get to see that matchup in a NCAA regional instead.
Yeah. And I originally thought that Boisvert might have a chance to play for Canada this year, but he's been hurt so much, and he's another guy like I talked about Nazar earlier, and Boisvert is the same thing. He's been really good when he's been healthy. He just hasn't been healthy that much. Last year as a freshman, he was a Hobie Baker finalist, and that ain't happening.
No, he's had a rough season health-wise, but as you mentioned, when he is playing, he's been a point per game guy. A lot of assists this season. So it'll be interesting to see what happens with him next year. I think everybody kind of automatically assumed he would be turning pro.
I did.
Once this season is, as did I. He probably still will, but maybe everybody agrees, hey, maybe one more year of college, go dominate next year when you're healthy. Or maybe the Hawks are like, we'd rather get you here in Rockford where we can control exactly what you're doing. And if you get hurt again, we have control over, your rehab and when you play and all that stuff. Not that Boston University is a slouch. I mean, I'm sure they've got professional level medical facilities.
Boston University is going in every year with the expectation of at least the Frozen Four.
Well, under Jay Bendolfo, they've been there every year. Yeah. So it's an easy expectation to have when you do it. So yeah, interested to hear that. And then our last prospect, the Blackhawks' last prospect, playing in the Twin Cities right now is AJ Spellacy, a guy that we didn't even know was going to make Team USA until the final cuts. It was kind of one of those bubble guys, and man, has he been a freaking truck.
God, he's got to be. I hope Colton Dock is enjoying his time in Chicago because, this time next year, that gig is going to Spellacy.
Yeah, Spellacy's got a couple assists. He had a really good shorthanded goal in one of the games.
He's wreaking havoc out there.
But he's not a guy that's going to be in the NHL to be looked at to be a scorer. Can he pump in 10, 12 goals a year? Yeah, I think so. That's an easy ask. That's not what he's going to be here for. He's going to be the Blackhawks' less douchey version of Tom Wilson. The guy just goes on the ice and just trucks people. He's got the size and the speed. Nobody wants to be on the ice against him. That Germany game, he was just tossing guys off of him, swatting them off like flies.
Yeah.
Drilling people into the fourth row. So much fun. He is going to be a hero of the 300 level. If and when he gets to Chicago.
This time next year, there's going to be a preponderance of Spellacy sweaters in the United Center.
That's a good word, preponderance. I like that. That's a good poll right there.
Hey,
was that
Chicago public school system?
Was that on your 10-cent word of the day calendar for December 31st?
I occasionally have to drop something just so. Look, I've been on this planet for 63 years. I like to think I picked up a few 4-syllable words.
There you go. Well, ones that you could actually say on the internet without getting in trouble.
I never care about trouble anyway. And as long as we're cranking hogs, we should take a quick look at Rockford and a couple guys down there who are making some noise. It's good to see Sam Rinzel is finding his game down there. He was in too deep a water in the NHL.
Yeah.
It's good to see him down in Rockford, where he's definitely one of the better players in the league, and he can kind of pull it together down there a little bit, which is it's good for him because success isn't always linear, and giving him the time down there to kind of reset, I think he'll come up. I have a feeling when you see him come up, it means that it's time to put together the tribute video for Connor Murphy.
Yeah. And that could be
I mean,
happening in early March.
yeah, and as much as you appreciate what Connor Murphy was part of the leadership of some pretty bad Blackhawks teams, and it's a shame that he's going to be gone when part of the foundation that he laid in terms of being a leader in that room will start taking shape. But at the same time, Florida needs a defenseman. He's a guy who can go to Florida and give him a shot at a ring.
For sure. Jay Zawaski and I talked a little bit about this on last night's CHGO post-game show. I think ultimately it's going to be up to Connor Murphy to decide if he goes, but also going to be dictating on the market. And I don't think it's a far-fetched idea to think Connor Murphy can get you a second-round pick at the trade deadline.
Oh, I don't either.
Teams will overpay for defensemen at the deadline, especially veteran stay-at-home types. And you put Murphy, yeah, well, exactly. You gotta be a right-hander if you want to be good. And he's going to go to a team where he's going to be looked on to be. He's going to be a depth acquisition. He's not going to be going to a team where he's going to be the difference maker between a Stanley Cup and a first-round exit. He's going to go to a team where, like, hey, we need 17 to 18 minutes a night for you on our third pairing. You're going to start 80% of your shifts in the defensive zone, and we need you to kill off some penalties. That's all you got to do. Don't worry about anything else, and he'll be fine in that role. My only worry about the Connor Murphy trade stuff is don't wait too long because you never know when he's going to get ouchy again.
Yep. And, I have a feeling you're going to see some other guys that are going to get, I mean, even if Kyle Davidson wants to trade Jason Dickinson, he can't because Dickinson can't stay healthy for more than 3 games in a row.
He's unreliable right now, which is a shame. Because, when he has been healthy this year, he's been very effective.
And he's the sort of guy that a playoff team wants. You want that fourth line defensive zone draw guy who can occasionally get the puck in the net for you. But, he's going to win faceoffs in the defensive zone, kill another penalty killer, and, just that basically Craig McTavish. He's like your Craig McTavish without the glorious hair.
Yeah, but he just needs to stay healthy. I feel bad for him at this point because there's nobody more frustrated about his health status the last year than Jason Dickinson. He wants to play. He wants to be out there. This one doesn't. Whatever bothered him against the Islanders doesn't sound serious. I heard the term muscular aggravation. I get that every time I sneeze these days, so it shouldn't be that serious. We'll see if he plays tomorrow night. Hopefully he's learned his lesson from earlier this season. If you're not as close to 100% as you can be, don't try and be a hero.
Yeah,
you'll make it worse.
Put a little creatine in your yogurt there, Jason.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens. Dickinson's definitely a guy that would be an attractive trade piece.
Ilya Mikheyev.
Ilya Mikheyev's a guy I want to bring back. I think he's fits the mold of what Jeff Blashill wants to do. And I think if you bring him back, on a 2-year deal, it's not going to cost you anything. And it gives you that speedy penalty killer that could really help out guys like Frank Nazar and Oliver Moore to take on that role at some point. I think both of those guys would be up. Yeah. So I think, you can't go 18 kids next year. You still got to have some guys. And I think Mikheyev is a good, cheap option.
There's got to be veterans. I mean, they're not all be back. I don't think anybody's particularly interested in Bertuzzi. And Bertuzzi still has, 2 years after this?
Yeah, Tavo still
And
has another year.
he still has another year. And I don't think the Blackhawks have any interest in moving Tavo because, he's a guy who can get the puck to some of these young guys.
Yeah.
So
But, Dickinson will be gone. Foligno will be gone. So there's 2 spots,
Yeah.
and we'll see what happens. I mean, I'm not going to be heartbroken if the Blackhawks trade Mikheyev, but I think he'd be a nice little set. Like 2 of the veterans on this team that I would like to see back next year just because, like, A, inexpensive, and B, they provide value to this team is Mikheyev and it's Matt Grzelcyk. I would bring back Matt Grzelcyk for another year after this. I think he offers, that veteran defenseman role that will be vanquished by Connor Murphy next year.
Well,
they don't play this. They don't play the same game, but he's been really good this year, much better than expected.
If they're going to bring him back, that means you're throwing in the towel on Kevin Korchinski.
Well, I mean, that's a guy I talked about and wrote about that. You got to figure that out sooner rather than later. And I thought with Bedard and Nazar out would have been the perfect time to call him up and go back to the 11 forward, 7 defensemen and put Korchinski in that pick your spots to succeed type of plan here and see what happens because you need offense and he can provide you some offense. I'd still do it. Like, I know they've been playing better. Hey, Jason Dickinson can't play. Bring up Korchinski, play 7 defensemen. Send Ethan Del Mastro down. What's happening with him? You're not playing him. It's serving nobody well. So if you're going to carry 7 defensemen, bring up a guy that you'll play and go back to the 11 and 7 until Bedard and Nazar are back.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can give, Kevin Korchinski 2-3 weeks of, hey, go out and do what you do and let's see where we are.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, you've got to. He's still young, but how many years do you want him in Rockford? At some point, you got to make him shit or get off the pot.
Yeah, and we'll see what happens. He's got to get up to the NHL at some point this season. Yeah, maybe after the trade deadline, if you move Murphy, maybe you move Grzelcyk. Maybe that's a guy someone's calling on.
I would think teams will be calling on Grzelcyk.
So you move those guys out, you can bring Korchinski and Renzel back up, and you've got your kid. All of a sudden, Alex Vlasic, you're the grizzled veteran, and Wyatt Kaiser, you're the other grizzled veteran. Go out and have some fun.
Yeah. All right, so we're getting ready to wrap it up. Before we do, there are some congratulations in order, Mr. Boysen.
Anything happen? I don't know.
You are the proud father of 2 baby pugs.
Yep. We had an eventful couple of days over Christmas. On Christmas morning, I proposed to my now lovely fiance Stacy, and she stupidly said yes. So and
I'm glad she put something on Facebook because you told me you proposed, but I had to wait for her Facebook post to see if she actually said yes or not.
Well, yeah. Well, it was either that. I think she went to check what the rents are on apartments before she said yes. Okay. She realized, you know what? It's really expensive to move out right now, so I'm just going to say yes, and we'll see what happens.
I was waiting for her to call me because I could run a background check on you.
Yeah, well, hey, listen, my background is all out here in the interweb. There's no secrets. There's no secrets. And those my sketchy, shady days are long gone. So that was fun. And then yes, the past Saturday, the two days after Christmas, we rescued a pair of pugs. We lost our 2 pugs. We lost Stella last July, and then the 1st of December unexpectedly lost Pickle, which really killed us and left this this empty house was just destroying us over the couple of weeks. But we found 2 recently. We have now a 4-year-old pug named Wilbur and a 6-month-old pug named Olive, who was an absolute nightmare, but one of the sweetest dogs I've ever met in my life. We found them at a rescue in the city. Their owner had unexpectedly died, so they were given up, and we were lucky enough to be able to adopt them. So we've been enjoying having the little ones in the house again.
And they both have that facial expression. I'm not sure if it's because they're pugs or because you're making them watch the Hawks.
Could be a little bit of both. But yeah, and then the rescue, interesting enough, they don't know for sure because obviously they weren't able to talk to the previous owner, but they believe that they are actually a father-daughter pair.
Okay.
And as I've gotten to know them over the past few days, I can totally see that. But we're learning what it is, relearning what it's like to have a puppy in the house, and we've got some training issues we need to take care of. But it's been great. They've been what we needed.
That's great. Well,
they rescued us just as much as we rescued them.
Oh yeah, but it always works that way because we had to put a cat down on Christmas Eve, and we had about 3 months before we brought Fred and Ginger into the house. And yeah, we were pretty miserable till we got these two in here, and now they just run the place. We've had them now 12 years, almost 13.
Wow, that long. I remember when you got them as kittens.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we were always planning on getting another dog. We weren't planning on getting two right away, but these two were a bonded pair, and you don't want to separate them. And we weren't expecting it to be so quickly, but after about a week of no pupper running around the house, It was like we got to change this. So I think it worked out perfectly, and we're very happy. And they seem to be very happy too.
Well, I'm happy for both of you, and tune into the next recording where I invite myself to the wedding. I said, okay, Greg, I'm coming up, and
yeah, you guys are hosting the wedding. It's a destination wedding. Surprise!
Okay. All right, no problem.
All those details will be worked out over the course of God knows how long. We haven't even.
We'll take you to the Be Our Guest restaurant. You can have the gray stuff. It's delicious.
Hey, that would be Stacy's dream. That's Beauty and the Beast is her favorite. If I told her you're going to get married in front of Belle and the Beast, she would be all for it.
There's actually rules about weddings at Disney, and you have to go through Disney.
Right. The first rule is pay them an absorbent amount of money.
Oh, yeah. Because when gay marriage first became legal, I went and got ordained with Universal Life Church because we had friends that weren't sure. They wanted to get married, and they weren't sure if they were going to be able to get a minister. I was like, I got you. Don't worry about it. And as it turns out, they were able to get a minister. But so, yeah, I'm fully ordained, and I'm available. Anybody wants a minister who can also give you the aristocrats, I'm your guy.
Don't Google that at work if you don't know what he's talking about.
Or do if you want a new job.
Well, that's true too. Or if you're already the head of HR, you can do whatever you want.
That's true.
Yeah, so we'll be figuring all that stuff out over the next few months. But it was overdue. She deserved it. She earned it. And now I know that when we're at the next family wedding here in the springtime, that she won't turn to me and ask me, when am I going to ask her for the 50th time? I've bought myself some time with that. So
there you go. All right. Well, thank you all for listening. Now that the holidays are over, we'll be back on a more regular schedule.
Yep. That's the plan.
So Greg and I will figure it out and try to keep your hogs cranking on a more regular basis.
That never seems to be a problem, but that's a different podcast.
I'm definitely enjoying how quickly Crankin Hogs became part of the vernacular.
Yeah, I knew we were going to get something like that pretty fast, and I knew it was going to be something you said that would.
I was going to say it's what I do.
Yeah, exactly. So, yes, thanks everybody for supporting, subscribing, sharing, all that fun stuff. Have a happy New Year, as we're just a few hours left to 2025. So those of you who still partake in going out on New Year's Eve, please be safe tonight. Be safe, be smart. don't drive anywhere. There's no excuse to drink and drive in almost the year 2026. So
Yes.
just be smart or be like us. We're not going anywhere tonight. We're staying home and watching Stranger Things and the new Knives Out movie and probably in bed before midnight.
I'm going down as soon as we finish this. I'm gonna go downstairs and start working on a pan of lasagna.
That's
And
good
my
stuff.
wife and I will probably watch. We're catching up on our Live with Kelly and Mark because that is the thing. Well, she was out of work. My wife was out of work a couple years ago, and it was right when Mark Consuelos started on the show. So she started watching it. It was kind of her like little salvation every morning to keep her on track. And they do a thing each day called Stump Mark, where somebody has to tell a truth and a lie about themselves, and he has to guess which it is. And I keep saying, I'm gonna write in. And
Yeah, you got to be on that.
Because, like, one of my problems is I don't know what my lie would be. I've got some really, good truths.
Your truth would be way more unbelievable than any lie you can come up with.
Well, I've got a feeling, early morning talk shows would not be where I could tell my Hitler's birthday party story.
No. Well, I don't know. This day and age, you never know.
Those who don't know, go to YouTube and look up Fork's Blackout Diaries debut, and you can hear the story of me at Hitler's birthday party.
Right. Some people are going to enjoy it, and some people might be disappointed. It's not as what they thought it would be. But
oh no, well, like I said, we didn't know what it was going to be until we got there, until it unfolded around us. So, all right, folks, have a good, safe, happy New Year, and enjoy the Winter Classic tomorrow. And we will talk to you soon.
Yep, for sure. Until then, we will see you back here at the second balcony as soon as we can. Be good, everybody.
Play us out, Al.